move on to our second main topic of this episode. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I feel like Disney Plus has finally gotten a good Star Wars show.
And apparently it is their most watched show now. I think it was that.
Yeah. Yes, their most watched premiere of any show I think they've had on Disney Plus.
Not surprising.
Well, Star Wars premiere, whatever. Either way, let's start again with initial thoughts, no spoilers. I thought it was really good. The first 3 episodes we have all watched. It was awesome. I gotta give a shout out to forgot his name.
Ewan McGregor.
Here we go.
Not Ewan McGregor.
Lucas. Lucas from Sex Education.
He's gonna be starring as the new Doctor What?
Doctor What? That's
Apparently
a good one.
he's playing the young Mace Windu.
Holy shit! That's. Oh fuck me!
Let's just keep making fun of Eslam this whole episode, guys.
You know what? Can someone else talk? Apparently, I'm just brain dead today.
I don't know. I know. I legit want to know who you're talking about.
Darth Vader. What's the character?
Oh,
What's the actor's name?
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden?
Yes, thank you. I got a shout out to Hayden Christensen, and we'll get to later why I respect his decision and his lack of ego in these episodes as an actor. But overall, the story has been great. I'm loving Princess Leia. She's like so far my favorite character in the show. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. The writing is completely different from The Mandalorian and Boba Fett, so it's great. Yeah.
I think it has a bit of a Mandalorian vibe to it with the whole, almost like she's kind of like Grogu and he has a mission to do something with her. Kind of brought that little relationship aspect to it to kind of get viewers.
But he's just
There's more direction though.
John Favreau,
Yeah, he's not
whatever.
John Favreau.
running
said
errands.
The same thing. He said, I forgot his name, John Favreau or something, whatever.
Favreau.
He said the same thing that the Mandalorian and the Obi-Wan storylines are almost similar, so they had to actually rewrite the Obi-Wan to change it. But you could still kind of almost see like it's similar.
I mean, there's still a sprinkle in there, but like with Mandalorian, it was like I'm gonna go run an errand for this person to get information to do this, and then it was just like the same formula for every episode.
Well, Mando
This is
really
like-
loves Grogu, whereas this old man just like, can't wait to drop this little kid off back at daycare.
Like, bitch, like I'm not looking after
I
you.
don't think he said that, but yeah.
I was like, that was way too aggressive.
Listen,
Like you were watching a show where he backhanded her with the Force. Like, no, that did not happen.
Like, don't you know who I am? Like,
I'm the old man Kenobi.
Is it my go?
all right, who wants to go next? Yeah.
I'll go. My initial thoughts on the first 3 episodes was they're finally fucking doing it right. I'm really enjoying the casting. I'm enjoying the storyline, and I'm just enjoying the background lore. It starts off. Well, no spoilers, but it's a really hard start. I just like where they started off, and then they're building that background story for Kenobi until it gets to that like heated point we're all looking for.
Yeah.
That Vader versus Kenobi joint. Like, I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Did you get to episode 3?
No, yeah. I mean, but I'm not trying to get like super.
I was just meant to
spoilers,
make
but
sure.
I feel like that's what everybody's looking for. That they want to see Vader versus Kenobi, and slight spoilers.
Yeah.
They do get a little bit to it, but
They do
I
get
feel like
on.
there's definitely going to be more. There's going to be more.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah, that was just
Yeah,
a
no,
little teaser.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the show. It's okay. Like it's not anything standing out like special to me. I like it. I do think it's the best Star Wars show so far, but I mean that's not saying much. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy it fine. I'm having a good time with it. The thing I like most is definitely the basically the just Obi-Wan who was like the top guy. Like, he's the guy who freaking stopped Anakin. You know, granted, he had the high ground, but he's just a badass. And now to see him so broken down, and he's just like this man who lives in a desert, just trying to get this little piece of meat every day. Like, you know, like seeing that.
Yo,
he's a whole new person. He's Ben Kenobi.
Can you bring up the high ground again when we get into the nitty gritty, so I can remember what I want to say?
High ground, sure.
Thank you. Yes, thanks, Fernando.
So overall, I like the show. I don't really. Maybe I'll kind of pick up a little bit more than what it has. It's definitely rushing towards something. I don't know how many episodes it's supposed to have. 6
episodes in total.
Yeah. I was talking to Eslam about it, and I was like, it's just so funny that the way they kind of dumbed down Obi-Wan after only 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of reminds me of Doctor Strange when he just kind of go to Comertage and his hands are all fucked up. And it's like, you just teach me again. I forgot the Force.
Yeah.
Apparently,
like a little.
he hasn't been able to get in contact with his master over 10 years, even though Yoda said, teach you I will. I'll find your ways.
I just think Obi-Wan wasn't doing his homework.
Yeah, we had 10 years. Failed.
He definitely. I think he just gave up on it though. He didn't want that life anymore, and but
like the whole world changed though. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know.
I always thought there were parts of that that should have worked though. I mean, like, it's only been 10 years. You forgot everything you were taught, like to a point where it felt like he had to force it in order to catch the girl.
Well, I guess their argument is that if you stop believing in the Force, you will lose your connection, and that's why he can't use it.
It's like
that's the argument I can come up with.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Like, Fernando, imagine if the government's like, you got to stop cooking, and they just take all your pots and everything, and it's like, you don't cook for 10 years. Like, can you make barbecue still?
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Look, I have made fire. That's about as much as I can do by the time I restart. Over here looking like fucking Tom Hanks.
Oh man,
they should have put that part into the show. It could have been like Obi-Wan is Tom Hanks. He just has a rock with a little face on it. He calls it Wilson.
Oh man,
let's
uses
get into
the Force to kind of
spoilers.
Yeah. All right, so the show starts. Obi-Wan is doing his thing. He goes and checks on Luke at the farm, and you know, we see what Leia's doing, and we see how active she is and a handful she is. And then we get to see the Inquisitors doing their thing. They're looking for Jedi, killing, hunting, and then, you know, Leia gets kidnapped. So I'm just giving a quick synopsis of the 3 episodes. Leia gets kidnapped, and you find out it was one of the Inquisitors who did the kidnapping because she wants to draw out Kenobi. Senator Organa contacts Kenobi. He's like, "You're not supposed to contact me." Yeah, and like, "Hey, Leia's been kidnapped." He's like, "That's on you, dude. I said I was gonna watch the boy." And he's like, I don't know who else to contact. Like, you need to go find this chick." So he goes, he finds her, and now they're on their journey back to the what was it?
Alderaan.
Not Tatooine. Alderaan. Thank you. On a journey back to Alderaan, and I feel like this is going to be the whole next 3 episodes. Just like the season's going to end with her just getting back to Alderaan, Kenobi getting back to his cave, and then everything going back to normal until the events of A New Hope. So, with that in mind, we get the first sighting of Darth Vader in Episode 3. Well, actually, in Episode 2, it gets revealed at the end that he's still alive, and Obi-Wan's like, holy shit, he's not dead, he's alive, right? And we get to see a flash of him.
He looks terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to, but he looked like Humpty Dumpty got fucked up, and he's just trying to put him back together. Like his veins all over his face and red eyes.
Yeah.
Is this where you want me to mention high ground or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
When they start fighting, I mentioned the high
ground.
So the shit, I lost my train of thought. Where was I?
Darth Vader was introduced at the end of Episode 2.
Yes,
Obi-Wan
thank
finds
you.
out he's still
They
alive.
introduced Darth Vader, and then you get to see a glimpse of him. The new episode starts with episode 3. They're escaping. They're on this mining planet, and he starts to hallucinate and see Anakin. Right, he sees him in that one area, and at the end of the episode, towards the end, Darth Vader shows up, and I wasn't expecting him to show up, but he showed up, and then he speaks, and we hear that glorious voice of James Earl Jones, and I was just like, bravo, Hayden Christensen, for not having the ego of being like, nah, fuck that, I am Darth Vader, you're gonna use my voice.
That was not his choice.
He could have.
That was not his choice.
Listen, whether it's his choice or not, I'm gonna give him the props for going along with it. Because I remember the old actor of Darth Vader was upset because he never got the credit for playing the character and stuff like that. Because he also didn't know he was gonna be voiced over, right? But they brought him back. James Earl Jones is voicing Darth Vader again, and I'm sure we're gonna hear Hayden Christensen's voice when he takes off the helmet. It's not like he's gonna take off the helmet and we're just gonna hear James Earl Jones speaking out of Anakin. That's what I want.
That's what I want.
I would live laughter.
That would be hilarious. But as long as he's in full suit with the helmet, it's gonna be James Earl Jones. And whether it was his choice or not, and I'm sure Dan's right, it wasn't 100% his choice. He decided to, because he could have been like, no, I don't want to do this, and just have someone else in the suit.
He's probably in the suit. He's probably doing all his lines in his voice, but obviously dubbing it over with James Earl Jones.
I'm sure they're doing it the same way, just so that you can get the acting.
Because if they just had him show up wearing the cloak, I'd be kind of like, well, I just add a cameo.
Yeah. But no, I'm sure we're gonna see flashbacks of Anakin. I'm sure like Anakin and Obi-Wan at some point are gonna talk through the Force, and when they do that, it's gonna be Hayden Christensen, and I'm sure he's gonna talk to him or talk to someone without the helmet, and we're gonna get to hear Hayden Christensen.
I actually thought what they were gonna do was, and what I thought would have been funny, is that they would have Hayden's voice, and like he's wearing the whole suit, it's his voice. And he realizes his voice isn't menacing enough, so he kind of plays with the dials right here, and then it becomes James Earl Jones.
That would have been great. If only Star Wars was like part comedy, that would have been perfect.
There's too much Spaceballs involved, but yeah.
That's like some. I was gonna say that sounds like Spaceballs more than Star Wars.
Hello, my master. Wait, hold on. Hello, my master.
One thing I want to point out is I never noticed this until this, and it kind of ruined it for me. It ruined the allure of Darth Vader, where it's like a lot of characters in Star Wars, like the ones who speak Galactic or English or as we know it or whatever, where it's just like they either speak like American English or British English. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Anakin speaks regular English, but Darth Vader speaks British English. What happened? Like I never noticed that until I watched the show, because like Anakin was just a regular like, hey, I'm just gonna speak like normal. Anakin, he's Vader was like, yes, I am your father, and like all of a sudden I was like, all right, okay, why are you British now? What happened?
It's the voice.
What happens when you lose your body?
He said it on. Yeah, he said it on British.
The voiceover.
This helmet is great. You should really try it. 12 different languages.
But yeah, so.
Just imagine if you had a Jamaican.
Because I was shitting on Hayden Christensen a lot before the show came out, so I just wanted to give him some props. Yeah, I have been doing it for years because he's a crybaby. But hey, it is what it is. I'll give him his props whether it was his choice or not. But whatever. Now, the high ground. When Obi-Wan was running away from Vader, and where he's like, "I'll lead him away," and the girl was running. The place that they were at, there were like mounds of dirt, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if like Darth Vader's just gonna show up on top of one of them, and like open his lightsaber, and he's like, I have the high ground now."
Oh my god!
So I thought that was gonna happen, but it didn't.
Oh, we got time. We got time.
True. We do have time, but
how funny would it be if it's like he stood in front of him?
I want to know how Vader got there so fast. He was in the town, like busting down doors, choking people, snapping necks. And then next thing you know, he's cutting off Kenobi like in some back roads. It's like, how did he know?
The Force, bro. He's strong with the Force.
I guess so. He got bionic legs too. He jumped.
Real gangster with it.
So The encounter between Kenobi and Vader was, to me, one of the best encounters in the Star Wars shows, even the animated shows.
I think it was filmed
really
very
well done.
well. Like the lighting and
Yeah.
everything was really nice.
Hmm. Also, when he lit that, when he
When he
like
first lit his lightsaber, I thought it was so cool. Where it's like dark outside, but you saw like the red like just zoom out, and it's just like, and then Kenobi's like, "Should I fight?" And he's just like, "Hell
The
no."
fact that he just runs off, I love that. He's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm good, man.
yeah,
I work in a meat factory now. I'm not trying to do this.
in the
He
desert.
like barely had enough force power to save Leia when she fell off that building, and he's like, "I am not ready."
He did a real
I need to
Princess
train
Bride
again.
move. He was like, "Nope."
Yep. Exactly.
The part where Vader like he had him with the Force, and then he like he spills that canister, lights it on fire, and then he was like, "You will suffer now," and then he like drags him slowly through the fire, and when you're doing that, the camera goes at an angle where you see the reflection of the fire in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that was like really really well done. Like Fernando said, lighting wise, camera angles, like that whole encounter was just like shot really well. Also, the whole him turning on his lightsaber that way is like another callback to Rogue One. You have Mandalorian season 2 when Luke did it that way. It's just like, no matter how many times it's done, it's still fucking cool and badass. So it's just like,
It
hey,
is.
why not? You know. But so far, the show's been, in my opinion, it's been really well done. I do like the writing. I love Leia. She's so, like, kudos to that 10-year-old actress or 8, whatever, how old
Amazing casting. She is so young.
She's
so
such a
charismatic.
firecracker. It's so amazing. And Luke out here looking like a dumbass, like, whoo.
I love that they did that in the trailer too, because like everybody thought like, if anything, maybe he'll have an encounter with Luke, and then who would have thought Leia's like the second most important character in the show so far? Like that was a
Yeah.
huge surprise. I like. How
But
they
I
did
just
that.
like, I like how like you see the difference between Luke and Leia, where she's
Luke is-
super
we all know
smart
Luke is
and
dumb.
he's retarded.
We all know Luke-
Women mature faster.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Owen's
That is
out there
very-
just farming. It's
Leia's,
like, Luke,
like,
we need to get this
sharp.
moisture.
Leia's so sharp and intuitive. She's gonna be
Yeah.
smart as fuck.
It's hard to have a bad motivator.
And I love the fact that Obi-Wan keeps on alluding to like how much he misses Padme. Like
Yeah.
I love that. Like every time it's something. He's like he'll look at Leia and it's all this stuff. He's like, yeah, I know your mother, and all this stuff. And then when she was like heartbroken, she's like, wait, are you my father? I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That was
a
good. That was
scene.
good. But
Um,
one thing I
Any
do
other
want to
th-
mention is we were talking about the fire and all that stuff, and it once again took me out of it. Where it's like he's dragging him through the fire, then you have the lady who's helping, she shoots, and then there's like more fire, and then that really slow robot comes by and like it grabs Obi-Wan, and Vader's just standing there like, bro, you just used the Force to drag him through. Like, why aren't you just doing it again? Like, why don't you just?
That's what I was
that,
thinking.
yeah.
Like he's only but so far. He's just looking at him like, oh, he's
like,
going
oh,
run.
no.
Just go and run.
I didn't put the
Okay.
fire here this time. I can't do it.
Well, he
it
said-
shows how
well,
evil Vader is. He just wants him to suffer. He's not trying to kill him. He wants
Exactly.
But he let him go. He could have
Feel
made
the
himself a
pain.
boar.
it's about the hunt. He wants him. It's
Yeah.
about the fear of like, you know, I'm out here and I'm coming for you, and
I
you know
also
I'm
feel
gonna get
like-
you.
He
I
lost
also
him.
feel like this is a
Like, that's
warning
stupid. He
to
lost him.
Kenobi. I also feel
Robin?
like it's a warning to Kenobi to like get your shit together. Like, you know, you're fucking rusty as fuck. He could have easily just snapped his neck like that little scuffle,
Yeah.
but like I think he
Could've just
wants
dragged him
Kenobi
and
to
stuck him with the
practice a little
lightsaber.
more with his force power, so that when they do fight again, it can be more of a fight as opposed to him just sunning it. It
See,
was-
I thought it was gonna be a Wrath of Khan type of thing, where William Shatner and the actor of Wrath of Khan were never actually on like meet in person.
Ricardo
They were all-
Montalban was the
yeah,
actor.
where they never actually like met in person in the whole movie. So I thought like that was gonna be their interactions. It was always just they're gonna just miss each other throughout the whole show, and then like episode 3 was like, nope, we're going in. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's so far it's super interesting, super fun to watch. And yeah, I'm excited for more. 3 more episodes to go. Let's see where it takes us. Anything else you guys want to talk about with Star Wars? Oh, predictions of how the rest of this... Because the next time we talk about this, it will be the next 3 episodes and the season finale. So, how do you think the season will end, guys? Let's do some predictions.
I want to go first. I think Obi-Wan is going to make it back to Tatooine, where he's going to continue to live as a hermit, but watch over Luke. And then when Luke turns 19, his family's going to get killed. He's like, you know what? I'm going to teach him the ways of the Force. By this time, Leia is working with her father for the rebellion. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to protect everything, but then Alderaan blows up, right? I got like 3 movies worth of knowledge.
Oh, okay. Those are some good guesses. I don't know, though. I don't know, but those are some... they're okay.
I mean, my thing is, it's a prequel. It's like
I know.
I always have things with prequels. It's like I like them and everything, but it's like I know where it's gonna end. I don't. That's why I'm not as invested.
But I guess my question should have been, how do you think they're gonna get there? Like, what do you think? Like the interactions are gonna be like between Obi-Wan and do you think they're gonna have another major fight, or was that just it?
Yeah,
just gonna be
like that's a given though. It's like they're gonna have another major fight.
Okay,
I think that's
and
like
I think
100%.
so. I think we're gonna finally hear Qui-Gon speak to Obi-Wan. We might get a glimpse of Yoda, not physically or anything, but we might get a glimpse of him through the Force. And I think that if they do meet again, Qui-Gon will be with Obi-Wan, and like Vader will be able to like sense him. So that's what I think.
Be like Teen Gohan with the Kamehameha.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
That's legit what I thought of when you said it. I was like, yeah.
Well, knowing how A New Hope is, you got to kind of predict in a sense how it's going to get there, because the old Obi-Wan already knows how to fight, at least in that particular way, and he's been watching over Luke. Luke knows him at some point. So I think where it's going to probably go is they'll have one more match. It'll be like a draw between him and Vader. He'll, just like you said, he'll probably end up hearing Yoda. He'll hear Liam Neeson's voice, just giving him the whole, I heard you've been looking for me. I have a set of skills that you might.
Oh God!
I have a certain particular set of skills. Yeah.
Just gonna quote like every movie. Also, I trained Batman.
Yes. He's like, sorry. That's why he's been like gone for so long. He was doing all this other shit, and like
I've been
like,
watching
my bad.
you.
He was also a god in that one movie that sucked.
Was it Immortals?
Something about Titans? No.
Yes, yeah, the Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans.
Yes, Clash of the Titans. Yes.
So he did that.
I mean, at some point, I think the end of the show is going to be kind of like how the beginning was, except he's a little more confident, he's stronger.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's ready.
I feel like this interaction...
Go back to practicing the Force. Yeah.
I think the last 3 episodes are going to be a mirror of the first 3, where Reva is still tracking Obi-Wan. He's going to do some crazy, something, resourceful and find Obi-Wan again. And then I think Vader's going to hear about it and then show up, and then eventually they're going to have to fight. And then I believe Obi-Wan somehow with some crazy magic is going to get Leia to safety.
Yeah.
That's I don't know about all the other stuff, but as for like the show, I think that's where it's gonna go. I think they're gonna stick with Reva, and like I said, just mirror the first 3. Reva's gonna track them down, and then
Reva at the end of episode 3 got to Leia. So is Leia gonna meet Darth Vader? Right? Is she gonna meet there, or is Obi-Wan gonna get to her beforehand? But I don't see how it's possible, because Vader's still there. He's on the planet. Reva just got her. I feel like she would just bring her right over to Vader.
Well, Reva has her own motives. Like, if anything, I want to know more about her, more than anything else that's going on in the show. Because, like I said, it's prequel. It's a given. Reva's a new character. She is a former Jedi, guarantee it. And I want to know what's going on. Maybe her masters were killed. I feel she has a personal
vendetta against Kenobi too.
I mean, so think about it. Kenobi being one of the top Jedi back during the Republic era. And maybe she feels like, hey, you could have done something about this, but look what the fucking world's become. Like, because of you, I have to do this now. Like, that could be it could be a number of things. So I think she might not bring her back to Vader. She might just be like, hey, this is how I'm getting back at you.
Okay.
Definitely
good
gonna
one.
use her as a lure or bait, to get Kenobi
Yeah, again,
out.
yeah. Speaking of Reva, shout out to the actress. You're doing a great job. Fuck all the haters. She got
Yeah.
shit. She got shit
Racist
for no reason.
bastards for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
Totally unnecessary.
also, this is Star Wars. Like, it doesn't like it's not like she was like like this is all made up shit. Like, it doesn't like this is not a historical figure that was white and they cast a black actor. No, this is like any actor can be like whatever. Like, so I don't get the hate.
I
It's
feel
so
like
stupid.
they were mad that she killed the Grand Inquisitor because it like kind of like messes with his timeline in the series. But I feel like they just blew it out of proportion and made it racist for no reason. Like, just because they don't like a character doesn't
There
mean
was
you have
more
to
than
get
one
all...
Grand Inquisitor.
But he was like
I guess
he was
so.
like the big one at one point.
No, whatever.
But I mean, it's
So,
that's
a
the
lot of
internet
the nerd
too.
nerds
It's
were
bullshit.
mad about that. So I think she's doing a great job. I'm very curious to see where they bring her story, and
Yeah,
I
she's a
hope they stick
fantastic
with her.
actress so far.
To me, she is the most interesting character in the show.
Yeah.
So, like-
I agree.
It's
like
like
her and
between
Leia.
her and Leia. Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ewan McGregor is amazing, but
Oh yeah, he's.
You
But
know.
we know he's amazing. Like she's
Yeah.
portraying a brand
it's
new
like the
character
new
in this world.
characters,
Yeah.
yeah. Like young Leia is awesome. It's like we get to. It's like they showed this little girl the movies, the original Star Wars, and she's like, all right, I can like channel
Yeah.
like young Leia.
Just showed her the
show
first
off.
movie. He's like, nah, say no more. I got this.
Yeah, it's like it's so perfect. Like she's so good.
She really is killing it, though. Props to her. Amazing young actress. Like
Yeah.
she's just
Yeah.
so adorable. Like she's just such a troublemaker. Just always running off with her little like just like. There's one
has the
scene where she was
weirdest run, by the
running.
way.
Where she was running, and it reminded me of the Leprechaun in the Hood. It's just like,
Oh god, dude, that was on TV like yesterday. I was watching a few minutes and it was like, I can't do this again. like, I can't do this again. I need to be prepared for this.
Warwick Davis has plenty of time.
All right. Anything else you guys want to discuss about Obi-Wan Kenobi before we move on?
Let's hope it does well.
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna do well for the rest of the season, but only time will tell.